I want to look a little further at this issue of muscle tension. We know that muscles contract, that's one of their basic functions, but muscles also are suspended between bones, and in this context, they maintain postural support. And the key to that, to efficient postural support, is the ability of muscle to lengthen between the bony contexts. And I want to talk about that now in relation to the problem of sitting. We're all familiar with the tendency that many of us have to slump. We don't think of it this way, but slumping is really just a form of falling. If you're in a chair and you're slumping, you'll have to hold to keep from slumping further. If you take slumping to its logical conclusion, we'll just basically fall off a chair if you didn't have a back to the chair. And so what we do is we fall back against the chair and we're sort of reclining when we slump. If you try to compensate for that, that's really just the other extreme, because now we're lifting up the chest and arching the back. And that may seem like a workable strategy or some form of postural correction, but really that's another form of collapse, because once you get tired, you have to let go and go back into your slump. So it's really not how the body is designed to maintain support when sitting. If we go back to this theme that I spoke about, where you let the knees go, so that you can now see, if I've let my knees go and I'm using my hips to hinge, I'm not bringing the hips with the knees, you could see the pelvis here functions as part of my back, and my back is lengthening. We saw that this is a more efficient way to maintain postural support. And if I now translate that to the chair, so that I'm now resting not on my, supporting not on my feet, but on my sit bones, I'm neither lifting and arching my back nor collapsing. I'm sitting upright without strain. And the ability to do that is based on the muscle length from the sacrum to the head that acts in concert with bones to produce upright support with a minimum of effort. So why is this issue of muscle length so important? Well, obviously it relates to sitting, and you could see that if we want to sit in a balanced way, these muscles, particularly of the back, have to be working efficiently to support us. And we might even do a video on sitting to look at that in more depth. But that's not my main point here. The main point I'm making here is that the body has a natural system of support based on muscle groups that have to keep us from falling over. These are postural muscles. But they don't work on the principle of that we normally associate with muscles of being able to contract. They work on the basis of length, and that length is organized around the relation of the head and the spine and the back right down to the pelvis, such that if you're not pulling your head back and the head is balancing forward in such a way that it comes up and away from the trunk and the back is lengthening, then we maintain postural support with a minimum of effort. And that relationship of the head to the trunk and the organizing principle of muscle length that's connected with it is a basic principle in all vertebrate movement. In most four-footed animals, it's a horizontal system. In humans, it's an upright system. And we'll look at this in other videos in a little more depth.